Hey, you're watching the Half Asian Tarot Queen. I'm Elisa, reminding you the month of July, the giveaway is for the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which is my favorite deck. You can check out the July monthly reading to get information about the giveaway. It's really simple, and there's actually only been a few entries so far, so you know the chances of winning are pretty good right now. But I'm going to put a link to the July monthly reading, which is an overall reading for the month of July. For the month of June, we gave away the Muse Tarot. That was the giveaway. But I'm going to start headquartering these drawings in the monthly, oh my gosh, so weird, the monthly reading. So the message for the month of July was crossing the bridge over troubled water. So it's clearly, oh my gosh, wow. It's clearly a moment of change and transitioning from like one era of life to another era. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the cards that came out are really wild and pretty much in alignment with what I was saying. So at the bottom we have the arrow, and this has come up in a number of readings in the last few months, but I will link to the most recent one. This is a card of being in alignment with the universe, with your intentions being in alignment with the universe. And so when you are in alignment and you're co-creating with the highest good, you will like release your intention into the universe, and your arrow is gonna hit the mark because it's in alignment, you know. So you can release that, your intention, and know that it's going to hit its mark. But the cards that came out are crazy. This is really going to be an intense reading, I can already tell. So we got the Wind, which came out not only in the last reading I did, but the reading before that. So this is a card of change, you know, and it's a card of, you know, there's like this storm and this person who's kind of in the middle of it, this whirlwind of drama, kind of, you know. But it's also just talking about, you know, having the courage to face the wind, because it's like when there's change in your external world, it's indicating a change in your internal world because they're related. So by having the courage to face, you know, whatever might be out of sync internally, you're having the courage to face the wind, to face that change, and to have the support of the universe and walking through whatever it is. The next card, we have Lightning, and this has been coming up a ton lately, and in fact I even in the last reading that this came up with started a thread specifically about this card, because this is a card of sort of like the universe like an awareness that's being sparked from the universe, and like a sudden spark of awareness that's happening, and it's like changing the world around you, you know, like suddenly something has come into awareness, and like the entire, it's like a complete shakeup, because the way that you perceive the world and the way that you are in the world is completely gonna be changed, you know. And so it's just like going. And then the next card is the Andean Cross, which it's, I mean, you can see that there's like a portal here, and literally this is also indicating a big change too. So it's just like kind of like walking through a portal from one era of life into the next, you know. Like these cards are speaking to a profound and sudden change that's about to take place. But you are in alignment, and your arrow is going to hit the mark, but this is just like profound change that's going to lead to walking through a portal from one stage of life to the next, you know. And it's going to be like sudden, you know, like a shakedown, like of the highest order, you know, like This is profound change. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Muse Tarot, which is the deck that was given away in last month's giveaway. I just actually shipped it off yesterday. It went off to India, so it went to the other side of the world, which is wild. And I'm going to pull 3 cards of overall energies for this reading. That this is like, truly, it's like earth-shattering change. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's wild. It's sort of like it's like the thing that's coming to me is so that, like, this has happened to me. There was a point about 10 years ago, actually, where I was in a really serious car accident, and like it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I had no idea, you know, it just like came out of nowhere, and it just completely, I mean, I was like crippled, and like it completely changed my life in an instant. You know, I didn't see it coming. It came out of nowhere, but it completely transformed my life. And it was the reason that I started my whole vegan cheese empire, which, you know, there's a whole thread about that. But and it changed in an instant. And it's just like that kind of profound change. Like, that's what this reading is speaking to. Okay, so on the bottom of the deck we have the 5 of materials. So this is a card that indicates a situation of lack, a feeling like you're not worthy, you know, you don't have enough, you aren't enough, and this is an energy that needs to be healed, especially if you're trying to kind of step into your abundance. There's a whole thread where this energy is really prevalent called stalkers, because this is the kind of energy that supports a toxic situation, such as like a stalker situation, a feeling of like not being worthy. Because whenever you're harboring that energy, you're going to attract this kind of situation, you know? And so this is an energy that's needing to be healed, you know? And I'm getting the sense from this that this is the energy that is needing to be healed. But it's like gonna happen like almost like instantaneously, which is crazy. So then for the overall energies, we have the Fool, we have the 9 of Emotions, and we have the Muse of Materials, which is like the King of Pentacles in the traditional deck. Wow. It's just like this person is like in this card, they're like walking through a portal, and you can see like, you know, like the sunset, like it's like the Hollywood movie ending. Like they're walking through this portal into this Hollywood movie ending. And what's crazy is, so there's a couple of threads that are related. So there's a thread called Phoenix, and it's like these events have almost been like foreshadowed in these threads almost for like the last year, where there's this character who is the King of Pentacles, and he's the prominent character in this thread called Phoenix, and he's been sort of like downtrodden and like oppressed, you know, but he's like nose to the grindstone, like he's holding it down, you know. But in this storyline, there's some energy that needs to be healed and some justice that needs to be served to the situation that had befallen his counterpart, this Queen of Pentacles. And in doing that, he was going to learn this spiritual lesson where he was going to ascend from the King of Pentacles to an emperor. And then at that point, when he crossed that portal, he was going to birth an empire. Like, generational wealth and stability was going to like come to him. And it's really interesting because the last couple readings leading up to this have been speaking to this storyline, you know, this storyline, which it goes from the Phoenix storyline to then it becomes the dynasty, you know, because he's birthing a dynasty. So this is all super interesting because, like I said, this is a storyline that's been like coming and going on the channel for like a year, but it's like all kind of coming to this climax right now. So And then we have the Fool, which is just like stepping up off into the wild unknown, you know, like going through this portal and like stepping into this new life that's like beyond anything that you've experienced, you know? I mean, you're going into a new stage of life. And the Nine of Emotions, which is a card of like wishes coming true, you know, prayers being answered. So this is really beautiful, really, really beautiful what's happening here. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot to pull some general energies for the reading and see if we can get some more clarity on what's going down, because this looks like a really profound shift that's happening. And it's almost, I mean, it's almost like a fairy tale ending. And actually there is a reading called Fairy Tale Ending from a long time ago, and I feel like it speaks to these same characters, you know? Oh my gosh. Wow, this looks like it's going to be really dramatic though. Like whatever is being released, it's like it's going to be really dramatic. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Whoa. This is like crazy. And actually, it's like I hadn't even thought about it, but I had intended for this to be a reading for the new moon in Cancer, which is happening on Monday. And I forgot to like even bring that up. But that was my intention. And it's crazy because like I was just going to say, this is like totally relating to all the storylines that were climaxing around the eclipse. So I feel like I should link back to the Eclipse Thread because it's sort of like the eclipse caused this like massive climax, and like the dust has sort of been settling from that, and like now with this new moon, it's just like almost like that climax like ended this old world order, and now we're like walking through this portal and like everything's changed, and there's this whole new world that's like coming online now from whatever was kind of laid to rest during that like eclipse climax. So at the bottom of the deck we have the Eight of Wands, which is this card of fast change, like a message coming in, like dramatic lightning bolt of awareness that's like, and then we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. So this is all just like, with this, how I'm taking this is this is like a harsh truth that's being revealed. Like there's no more like dilly-dallying around it. Like this is just the truth, like laying down the law. Like you can't avoid it, you can't cover it up, you can't make it into something else. Like this is just the be-all end-all truth, and like the final truth, you know. And like there's going to be winners or losers, you know, and there's going to be people that are going to be hurt by this because there's people who are like not in alignment with the truth, you know, but it's karma, you know, like, but you know, like there's going to be a lot of anxiety and there's going to be a lot of fear that's going to be released, because basically it's just sort of like it's almost like there's been people who have been like unjustly wielding power based on things that are not the truth. And like this situation is getting set on its head, and the truth is finally being spoken, and it's gonna be really dramatic, really, really dramatic. Whoever it is that's been like wielding power in an unjust way, like that's getting turned upside down, and it's going to happen fast, and there's just going to be this message of truth that's going to come out. And then, but And it's going to be really unpleasant. I can just tell you that right now. Like, it's not going to be pretty. But then, the cards on the next row are, we've got the Hierophant, we've got the Ace of Cups, and we have the Three of Cups. So it's just like, it's almost like we have to call out this evil and this injustice in order to make room for this sort of new world order, like a new, I mean, this is a card of like marriage, family, stability, of institution, you know, but there's like gonna be like this new, a dynasty, like this new love and this new beginning, which might be a reunion with someone from the past, but sort of rejoining with community. And then it's like, you know, but this is like beautiful. It's like almost like whatever this ugliness is that's been out there, it's been blocking this beautiful outcome from happening. And it's like justice is going to be served, you know. Whoever's been being oppressed by this, it's going to get flipped. And, yeah, like I said, it's going to be really, I mean, there's going to be some dark stuff that's going to be released from this, but it's ultimately for the greater good. So it's just like, depending on what side of this truth you fall on, this is either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. That's kind of what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 more cards from the Muse Tarot to get some guidance about how we're going to move through this energy. And oh my gosh, this is like a really, this new moon is like a total game changer. Like, there's just like no other way to look at it. Like, this is like so freaking dramatic. It's unbelievable. Okay, one more card. Wow. Yeah. It's like, it's gonna be unpleasant, whatever this is that's being healed, but it's gonna be worth walking through this storm for what's gonna come out on the other side. Oh my god. So at the bottom we have Awakening. So this is a card of karma and a card of a reckoning, you know? Like, whatever it is that's gonna happen, it's karmic, you know? So it's like, ultimately, it just depends on which side of the truth you fall on, if it's going to be good or bad. You know, if you've been oppressing people unjustly, like, that's going to get turned around. If you've been oppressed unjustly, like, you're going to be liberated from that now. So, we have the Seven of Voices, which this is a card, it's like the liar, cheater, thief card. You know, this is a card of deception. And oftentimes it's like someone deceiving themselves, you know, and in doing that, they're deceiving all the people around them. So this is like building a foundation on something that's not the truth, you know, and whatever this is, like, there's this shakeup that's about to happen because we have the Tower. So like this false delusional reality is kind of, it's coming to light, you know, like that's getting broken down, you know. So whoever's been being oppressed by this not true situation, like, we're going to have a new beginning here that's based in love and not in fear, which this is actually a really good thing. But it looks like it's going to be this new moon. You're going to have to, like, we're going to have to, like, move through this dark energy to walk through this portal, you know? So it's going to be like, it's not going to be easy, but it's ultimately going to lead to a good outcome. So I like truly wish you luck. And we're going to the Sacred Self-Care Oracle because the whole thing about July is like, this isn't going to be an easy transition. Like, take care of yourself. Like, make sure you take the time to take care of yourself because this is not, it's not going to be easy. Just telling you. We're crossing the bridge over troubled water. Okay, so I'm going to pull one from Sacred Self-Care. Oh my gosh. This was the one at the bottom of the deck, and I'm like, I'm just going to shuffle it, but then the same card came out, Alone Time. So take some time for yourself. Try to stay out of the fray. The truth is coming to light, and you know, it just is what it is. So, you know, there's no need to like put yourself in the, you know, where all the rubble's falling. Just take some time for yourself and try to focus on healing and love and positive things, because this is all going to shake out, and this is a moment in time that we're going to have to pass through, but it is serving a higher good. So good luck. Hope it goes smooth. We'll check in with you soon.